What it do, Nacer Nation? We are back. It's been 30 years, but we have made our triumphant return to make your Sunday evenings just a little bit better in this increasingly ridiculous world. I am, of course, Sadat the Gamer. Right by
And
right by my side is the spirit of Casual Avenger, and then right beside that deep dish infused entity is this guy. You may know him as Mr. Lego, JayShockblast. What's up, Mr. Blast?
living the dream, living the dream.
Aren't we? Aren't we all? Aren't we all? We are spending our evenings talking about video games. Can't complain about that, even though people still find a way.
Seriously. I just saw the title and I saw the mixtape thing, and I just saw some of the stuff that's going on there. And Jesus, some people need to get a fucking life.
Yes, they do. Unfortunately, some people's lives are literally complaining about video games, or the video games they don't play. I think that's what is sadder. But yeah, as the title alludes, we got some drama to dig into. A lot happening game, and we had some big, really big games so far to start 2026. I played most of the big ones, and they have somehow all almost come with some kind of controversy, and almost, I believe, all of them involving chuds. So that is the state of gaming. But we got some cool stuff to talk about. Of course, this coming week we have Marvel Rivals Season 8, which is going to be very exciting. Our GOAT.
That's this week.
That is this week. Cyclops, and we'll get into that. But the headline of Season 8 is Cyclops finally coming to Marvel Rivals to reclaim his throne as the man who says "To me, my X-Men" from Emma Frost. We'll get into all that as all the marketing and the stuff starts rolling out next week, and we'll of course get the launch of the season Friday. And of course, we got to talk about Lego Batman. They just had a huge preview that somebody on this podcast, not me, was invited to fly out in person to attend, and everyone was just allowed to share the footage and their impressions from that hands-on session with the good folks over at TT Games. So since I couldn't attend because my invite got lost in the mail, we'll get our account from Jay, who's been posting some cool videos that I was checking out as well on his Lego Batman playthrough, and surprisingly, he also doesn't look terrible at the game. So so it should be a good time. A lot of hype for this one. I'm looking forward to it. We'll also, of course, talk a little Daredevil Born Again that just had its season finale. So a lot to talk about there. But first, what's up, chat? Congratulations, Gio. Unsurprisingly, he is the first one in the chat once we announced we're going live. What's up, Old Man Eastwood? What up, Gabe? We are indeed back. Go Knicks. Fuck the Knicks. What's up, Calvin? What up, Travis? Aqua in the building. Uncle Cass is still eating his deep dish and cannot be disturbed, but we will rock out with him nonetheless. What's up? What's up, Patrick? What's up, Slippery? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone. That's quite a joke. By that I mean from 2001. Good one. What's up, Sneaky? How you doing? I'm not even gonna. What's the other game? Is Spurs tonight, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only series I'm enjoying so far.
I don't really think it matters who comes out of the East.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But I'm just annoyed that the Sixers couldn't even win one fucking game. Like, Jesus Christ! Like,
I mean, they shouldn't have won a single game all postseason. But
I mean, I disagree. I think Boston's ass, and they once again proved it. But the Knicks,
they should have won that series in 5, They came out of halftime in Game 5 and never were the same again for some reason.
It's the same reason they always fumble, except when they get extremely lucky. They are a team built on 3-pointers without any really good ball handlers to create penetration. They always fall the same way.
But like, for some reason, he didn't play Peyton Pritchard much, and at the end of Game 5, and he was like killing it. There's a million things we could talk about with that series. Like, the Celtics deserved to lose, by the way.
They always deserve to lose.
They should have just been able to show up and win. Like, they were that team, and they didn't. It's terrible.
And according to Jaylen Brown, it was because of the officials.
I mean, I don't think the officiating was great, but like, I think it was a little bit on both sides. What they needed to do is they needed to just make Embiid score 60 every night. Like, just let him like guard everybody else. That's what killed them, is everybody else, not Embiid. Clearly Embiid didn't do anything against the Knicks. So I don't know, man.
Not at all. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be Detroit versus Knicks, and who cares? The real finals is going to be, looks like more than likely, Spurs versus OKC, and the refs, of course, can't forget the refs whenever we talk about OKC, because they are getting hard carried.
Dude, I never wear my Celtics hat. I always wear this hat.
Good.
I got the banner right there, though.
The side of the Boston logo gives me nausea. So. Also, congratulations to the Wizards for sucking and finally getting the #1 pick.
I don't know why, but I wanted Utah to get it. I don't know why.
They have never gotten the #1 overall pick in their entire franchise history.
Yeah, the kid that's going to go #1 is from around here.
Yeah, he went to BYU, AJ Davanza.
Yeah, but it's very, very rare that there's a high school player in Massachusetts that is a big deal. So there's been a lot of talk about him.
Very accurate. Refs definitely rocking some Shea Gilgeous-Alexander jerseys to the occasion, and definitely got their parlays in. I thought it was funny during the Lakers series where it was the officiating was so bad that they actually had to have a meeting in the middle of the game because of just how egregious they were pulling for the Thunder. But it's so blatant at this point. Like, it's actually crazy. Hopefully they don't ruin the Western Conference Finals. But let's get into more positive news, gaming news in particular. We got a lot of people. My timeline was pretty much full of Lego and Lego Batman, and just constant Batman. And this guy right here is partially to blame because he was, of course, one of the content creators in attendance for the Lego Batman preview. He got to play the game hands-on again. I'm assuming if he's not already, he already has his copy or will get one soon to review the game. And hopefully I get my review copy as well. But you got to play, and I've heard this was a very different version of the game compared to the one people got to play at Summer Game Fest. So yeah. Jay, what do you think of the current state of the Lego Batman Legacy of Dark Knight build that you got to play?
Yeah, a lot of people are freaking out about the PC specs. We played it on PC. It played great. I mean, this game is very important to me. Need them views. Who knows when we're going to get another Lego game? So I am really hoping that it's successful. I'm really hoping that it performs great, and I don't see any reason why it won't. I know the PC specs are pretty high, but I thought I had no performance issues. The only issue I had at all was there was a minor glitch where if I picked a certain outfit for one of the characters, sometimes when it went into the cutscenes, it would switch the outfit, but keep the color, because you can actually change colors of the outfits with red bricks.
Very cool.
So like,
very cool feature, by the way.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was so good. But yeah, Batman Ninja is in the game. Obviously, they made sure I had access to him immediately.
Yes, they did. I saw it. I saw it.
I don't think it's actually that big of a file. I think it's only like 40 gigs. I don't know that for sure, but I've heard it's not that big. You can actually preload it on Xbox right now, and it will tell you. But I haven't actually tried that.
Yeah, so. which would be fair, because it's a beautiful game, very, especially for a Lego game, very impressive visually, but it's also reportedly more than, I believe, it's double the size of the Arkham Knight open world.
Yeah, here's my. I'm just gonna show some pictures while we're chatting. There's my awesome hotel room. With right here is the. I don't think it's that anymore because I didn't see the sign, but I've stayed in this hotel before, and right here is where Vivid Entertainment maybe used to be. But I did not see their sign this time, like I did many years ago.
Shout out to Vivid, if you know, you know.
I got my Jamba Juice, not as good as I remember it. There's another view from the hotel.
Paid for by WB. Shout.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, WB. It is 2-player couch co-op. Yes. So you got this cool key art that came out while I was on my flight.
Very nice.
Oh, my uncle used to work for KISS, so I had to take a picture of that for him. But they had all these different props from the movies. Like, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
Hey, Batman, chill.
Yeah. Yeah, Two-Face's coins, Poison Ivy's knife. So they had all these awesome props. This is what we saw when we were walking in. We didn't even get to the main event. We're all already like, going kind of crazy with how cool this stuff was. Those are some of the new Lego Batmobiles. If you do buy these, if you do buy these, there's a code to get a golden version of the Batmobile. Those sets are $30 each. That one is much more.
I have not had any Lego products since I was a small child, but I'm very tempted to get these Batmobiles.
Yeah. There's the tumbler. So there is Michael Keaton's actual suit from the movie. That whole Lego logo, Batman logo, is made of Lego, obviously. Yes. There's Christian Bale's suit. And there is the Patman, Pattinson suit.
Very, very good. Very good suit. The Bale suit, it's weird watching The Dark Knight back, because the Batman sections do not hold up at all. like Bale looks so uncomfortable moving around in that suit, not to mention the absolute dog water fight choreography.
I cannot express how cool this room was. Like, this whole thing was this big video board, and it's from in the game when you're looking at where all the Batmobiles are. So there were like bats that were constantly flying by and stuff like that. And I actually thought this tumbler in the back was the actual tumbler. Like, I started walking towards it thinking that they had put it back there, because this was my PC. As you can see, I was using Batman Ninja. And this is an example of absolute Batman with the more traditional old school Batman colors. There's my Batman Ninja, and there I am with so yeah, as you can see here, they had actual Batmobiles. There we go. There's Michael Keaton's Batmobile. There is video of them driving it in too. It's kind of crazy. They had the food setup was the Iceberg Lounge, which was pretty cool.
Very clever.
I believe that is Val Kilmer's.
Is that Val Kilmer's?
It's either Val Kilmer's or it's George Clooney's.
I thought it was the Schumacher Batmobile.
Maybe. I don't remember which one it was, but then this is an actual Lego that is Clooney's. Okay. That's a Lego version of Pattinson's Batmobile.
Sick.
Alan Johnson took this picture for me. So that's cool.
Shout out to Alan.
Okay. I was probably supposed to skip this one. I got asked by DC Comics to do one of those blind ranking videos. I don't know when they're going to post it. They tried to rig it for me so that Batman Ninja was on the bottom. And I didn't know that they were doing that. But I actually said, there's this one that just keeps flopping. And I feel like you guys are trying to rig it for me. So let me try to grab it. And when I did, there was one more stuck to it. And I don't remember which one it was, but I ripped it off and threw it. And I took the whole stack from them. And yeah, but I go, this is going to be very controversial. But the first one I picked was Batman Beyond. Put that right at number 5. I thought this was the Arkham suit, but I think it's actually Pattinson's, or I don't know. But I literally went 5, 4, 3. I would not have put Golden Batman at number 2, but this is what you get for the set they gave us, and then of course Batman Ninja. So act surprised. Act surprised.
What? Batman Ninja number 1.
If they actually ever use the video. So, which maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know what they have planned for it. So,
where is she? Where's the trigger?
This picture is from the lobby at the hotel. I watched the entire NFL draft with Blitzwinger. So there we are. Blitzwinger, Caboose, Uncaged Games.
Look at all these look at our short kings together.
Yeah. And then there's Boston as I'm flying back in. So it was such a cool event. I honestly did absolutely nothing other than the event in LA. And then we all just hung out in the lobby watching the NFL draft. Caboose and Uncaged did not give remotely a shit. But I will say the conversations we're having, there's another content creator, Ash and Flash, that was with us. He's a huge Lego, like actual Lego set creator. But the conversations we were having were awesome. Like we're talking about a lot of really like just video games. And I kind of wish we just had a microphone in the middle of us, because there are definitely people that will have wanted to have heard those conversations. But alas, I got to live it, and it was awesome. So
yeah, everything doesn't have to be a podcast, Jay. Sometimes
I understand. Sometimes things
like they have the memories.
But I just thought about how many people probably would have loved to have been there in that circle. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because there's good times. So no, I literally only went up to it was right at Universal Studios. So I went up, got my Jamba Juice, and went right back.
Smack or bump. Yeah, that Eastwood just aging himself. Tremendous.
Yeah. We did take an Uber to a UPS store so that Blitzwinger could get a poster tube, but that was it. That was the extent of our LA travels. I am going back to LA in a couple weeks though for Summer Game Fest.
Of course.
So
as is tradition.
Yeah, I decided we would I got invited again. I did not get invited last year, but I got invited this year. And I think I get to go to the Xbox event as well. So I said, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll be of course live streaming the festivities from the comfort of my own home. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we get gameplay for a certain superhero game that is starring a certain Wakandan-based warrior and a captain of the United States. That would be nice.
That would be very helpful for Armani for sure. Yeah. I will say, so what I got to play for 2 hours. I got to play 3 different levels. So I got to see Catwoman in action, which is really cool. I got to play a little with Robin, got to play a little with Commissioner Gordon. Obviously, Batman was in all of them.
Of course.
But I fell into the Lego trap of I just couldn't control myself. I had to break everything. And I just kept
trying
to remind myself, you need to keep going. You need to get done with these levels. I knew I had to cut everything up into certain segments anyway. So I knew I couldn't even use all of this. I just wanted to get to the open world. And then when I finally got to the open world, I ran out of time. I didn't get to do anywhere near as much as I wanted to, but I did discover
professional content creator of 30 years, by the way.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, but it had like it is what it is. There's just a lot of things going on, so
I cannot confirm or deny.
But yeah, it was cool. Met lots of creators. Greg Miller saw me, knew who I was excited to see me, and I take that as an absolute win.
That should be an absolute win. Greg Miller's a big deal.
Yeah. So Jim Lee was there, but I didn't see him. I only saw him in the video that they just posted the other day. So that was sad.
Very, very sad.
But yeah, it was a good time. Always a good time.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for the most part, everyone seemed to have a good time with the game. They said it was good. I saw some controversy around the IGN upload. People saying it didn't look good, but to be fair, all of IGN's uploads are bad. Notoriously, they notoriously don't know how to upload anything in high quality. so all their gameplay videos look bad.
They had 2 events. There was one in the UK too, and I think that's where Game Riot was. I believe he's in the UK. I didn't see or hear of anybody having any issues. Did not.
But he was in the Superior America, so that might have helped.
Possibly. I would, trust me, I'd be, you know, when you get, especially with what's going on with Mixtape right now, you get like very, like, I go into these things a little on guard, you know, because
I confirm nothing.
I just don't know. I just never know how people are going to react to the people that go to these things. Most people are pretty rational, or when I get something in the mail that's really cool and I like to share it and I say, hey, look, they sent me this thing, you know, like I saw somebody post a video about a package they got from Mixtape, and like people are like losing their shit about it. He's like, he literally said they sent it to him. Like, I don't understand. Yes, it's an ad. Do you need hashtag ad in order to like understand it's an ad? Like, it says they sent it to him. He tagged them. What's the problem?
Well, the problem is that they just wanted to hate on Mixtape. So even if you hit hashtag ads, they would still complain and called him a shill or whatever. So yeah, unfortunately, Mixtape is the latest game to get thrown into the gamer TM discourse this time. Soros was also getting some Chud outrage. Jay is making the blowjob face. What's going on?
Apparently Wemby just elbowed somebody right in the jaw, like very intentionally.
Oh,
the throat. Well, because he's so tall. And then there's a video of well, I guess I'll just show it to you. I don't think we'll get anything to worry about here. Yeah, because I always look to see if anything's happening.
Oh my. Look at his face.
Yeah.
Look at Dylan Harper's face.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing. But that is a very flagrant. That's a suspension, I think. Anyway, before we move on to Mixtape,
looks like playoff basketball to me.
Yeah, I do just want to say, if you love Lego games, if you love the Arkham games, this is literally a marriage made in heaven. Am I going to sit here and say it's going to be a 10 out of 10 game? Yes. I don't know. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Is it going to probably be the best Lego game ever made? Probably. Yeah. I have played it twice. Once in Germany, once in LA. I could have played it a third time at New York Comic-Con. It looks and plays like so much fun. There's all that Lego charm. The game looks gorgeous. Play it on a console if you're worried about the PC performance, like a man.
Always play on the superior console.
Seriously, like I didn't have any issues other than a weird graphical thing where it sometimes switched my suit on me, which it wasn't the final build. It's fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. You know, to be honest, the fact that you can have different suits in the cutscenes is a pretty big step altogether because not every game lets you do that. So,
and they have a lot of suits.
Yeah, there's a lot of suits. What's up, Pete? If I did find one suit that was original, a brand new one to the game that a lot of people picked up on and tweeted, and they were making a joke that I did not understand at first and needed explained to me. Everybody kept calling it the anti-Joker suit, and apparently that is a reference to the anti-Ox suit. So I get it now.
Shout out to Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, so that is what was going on there.
Now we just gotta find the Lego Batman version of the Adidas suit. we're good.
Yeah, those shoes keep popping up on my whenever I like through like Poshmark or something, and I keep being like, man, I wish I got those. I had ordered them, but Adidas canceled my order. I love those shoes; those look good. I would have worn them too.
I wouldn't have worn them, but I would have definitely shown them off. Fortunately, they sent me the Warby Parker sunglasses for Spider-Man 2, but sadly they did not send me the Adidas sneakers. I would have loved them, but at least I got my Suicide Squad sneakers.
But obviously I'm going to be super excited to tell everybody you're going to love Lego Batman. It's going to be amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. And, nobody paid me to say that.
And they're going to, but if IGN gives it a high score, they're definitely going to say you were paid to say it, because that's kind of the reason this time around. Well, so Mixtape was a game that they've been showing off for a little bit. I'm interested because I'm a sucker for indie coming of age stories with well curated soundtracks of the 90s through 70s. I just like those vibey type of indie coming of age stories, and I thought, and the visuals look cool, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna grab this game. It was only $16. I picked up for $16 in the Play Store. I was playing it, really enjoyed it. Thought nothing of it. Saw the reviews were really great. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. And should have known that something was going on, because I literally just thought, oh, it's a indie game. Oh, reviewers love it. I'm enjoying it. That's the end of it. Nope. I come on and see that there's this huge controversy, all this outrage about this damn game. I'm like, what is going on? From what I pieced together, the chuds are mad that it has LGBTQ representation, of course, because they mask off. That's the real agenda. They just hate any and all people that are not straight and white, and
because nobody else is allowed to have a video game. Like,
nobody.
There can be no gay people in video games. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's all. So that seemed to be a bonus, because they mainly seem also mad that IGN loved it, because IGN's been in the news recently for some of their takes, shall we say. They most recently were justifiably roasted for giving Mouse PR a 6 out of 10, and one of the reasons they cited for not liking it is that the Mouse PI game had too many mouse and cheese related puns. They didn't like that was a thing. So yeah, people have been roasting IGN. Of course, they're still mad that IGN gave Crimson Desert 6 out of 10, even though it was entirely justified, because people were forgetting, because of the massive amount of updates that Crimson Desert did post launch, that the game launched unfinished and janky, despite being ambitious. So 6 was probably justified at the time, especially the version that reviewers played, which was before even the day one batch, which added a bunch of stuff. So as soon as they saw IGN give it that 10 out of 10, all of a sudden it was on their radar to just hate it no matter what. I've seen a lot of weird takes, like acting like it's unusual for coming of age story to depict romance involving teens. I mean, I mean, literally look at every coming of age story ever. Super John Hughes movies, super bad. I mean, it's just like a standard. It's like a pretty tame coming of age story about a group of teenagers celebrating their last night in town. Trying to score alcohol. Get high, just enjoy each other company and music, because the main character is going to New York in order to pursue a career as a music supervisor. So instead of going on the road trip, she's playing with her two other best friends. So the whole game is about the last night in town they're spending together, and she curated a special soundtrack for the occasion, and that's the setup for the game. I thought it was good, but struggling to see why everyone just is so weird about this game.
Yeah, it seems like the type of game that they would give like a high score to anyway. Like
Yeah.
just on like I instantly thought of a game I played called Firewatch. I played it because I heard it had you could play it in like 3 hours and you could get
Yeah.
a perfect gamer score. And I thought that game was okay, and it didn't have like the most amazing graphics, but like I feel like a lot of people like that's a highly thought of game. And like some of these smaller games that probably really don't have a business getting a 10 out of 10 get those type of scores just because of like the emotion and the little things that it makes you feel. And you know, the person that reviewed Crimson Desert is also probably not the same person that reviewed Mixtape,
They're not.
over at IGN. So it's kind of hard to compare their scores when it's probably two different people reviewing it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't understand like the worry about these things. Like if you feel like I feel like people have been blaming IGN for the downfall of video games for like as long as we've been alive, Like everybody always blames them. So then why do you give them so much power by like caring about what they gave a score of,
yeah.
I just
I just stopped tuning in to IGN. Quite frank, once I saw that IGN's quality had just completely just gone off, just gone down the shitter. I just stopped following them. I was like, all right,
right.
I'm not gonna take them seriously. I'm not gonna give them attention, because I don't think, for the most part, I mean, I think the only good quality content they've done so far, ironically, has come from Eurogamer. Who they're now, I think they own now, or they have this guy from there that does content for them now. He's like, seems like one of the only good people at IGN. But apart from that, like I don't, if IGN, whatever score IGN gives a game, I literally don't care. Like it's whatever.
And I just like reviews are going to be subjective because like
Yeah.
the person playing it is going like even if they're trying to be objective, their actual valid feelings are going to have to be involved in what they feel playing the game. Like there's
Exactly.
no way around it.
And Mixtape specifically is a type of game that is going to appeal to a certain type of people, and a lot of those people are probably game journalists. 30 people in their like in the 30s, early 40, who grew up in the 80s, 90s, listen to metal and Nirvana, like that did some skateboarding, that type of scene. Like if you're that type of person who loves those 80 nostalgia vibes, like this game was kind of made for you. And it's on top of that, it's an easy game to play. Like it's not it's I think that's another reason why Capcom has been having such a moment with their games, because they're kind of just making these old school games that are just really good, but and don't demand a ton of your time. It's not 500 hours. It's a more streamlined experience, and it generally respects your time. Mixtape is $16. you spend you can finish it in 4 hours. It's low cortisol, as the kids say these days. Not not very stress free. It's just a vibe. It's a game you just turn on, vibe to, and just kind of enjoy the story and this journey, and this music, and it's great, very great music. Like the creation is incredible. I saw some people complaining that it doesn't have a streamer mode, which fuck you. Who are you to demand that every game needs to have a streamer mode, especially this game in particular. Like,
right,
this game is literally the entire game was designed around a curated musical experience. Like, that's like the core of the entire game. So in order to have a streamer mode, they would literally have to rewrite the script.
Yeah, and I will say this, that is one of the reasons I didn't play it, and that's fine though, right? Like, because I can't make content around it if I'm gonna just get demonetized. You know what I mean?
And even then,
that's fine.
you could stream it on Twitch. Like, Twitch doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I can't, but anyway, that's another story.
Yeah,
But
but generally, like, if you wanted to stream Mixtape, you could just do it on Twitch, and you wouldn't even get demonetized. It wouldn't even be an issue. But I got it because I didn't even intend to stream it. I still don't intend to stream it. I just wanted.
It's also on Game Pass, I believe.
Yeah, it's a game that I was interested in, and it was only $16. I was like, I'm getting this game regardless. Like, and it is what it is. Like, it's just really good game so far. I saw them also crashing out on Saros, which I'm also playing right now, and apparently the Chuds hate that because for me it seems like they just needed an excuse because the Chuds already hated Returnal, because even though it's a great game, because they didn't think the main character was hot enough for them, and for Saros, because the main character is not a straight white man, they had to figure out another reason to hate it, despite everyone saying how great it was. And their excuse from what I was seeing is that the way they're spinning it is that the main character's wife left him for a lesbian, which is, I know we say a lot about how low like media literacy is, especially among those people, but if to walk away with that conclusion from Saros, you legitimately have to be someone whose IQ is so low that you can't tie your shoes, or you're just intentionally grifting, and it is lying, because it's just no way. Like, first of all, this guy cheated on his wife, by the way. Secondly, the game is about the setup of the game is that a mega corporation funds a trip across the galaxy to this alien planet to mine resources, because capitalism, and the crew they sent, every crew they send doesn't come back. So you're the main character is part of this rescue crew, and little by little, all your crewmates get corrupted. Like, there's some kind of presence on the planet that is manipulating the minds of the crew members one by one, and either driving them insane or driving them to turn on humanity. And it happens, and it steadily happens to everyone, in the main character is trying to fight it. Like, to say that's a lesbian leave, like, that's so dumb. It's beyond stupid, like, to have that conclusion. Like, anyone who has anything remotely like that you should never take them seriously on any topic ever again. Like, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I wanted to play Saros. I just figured I wasn't gonna have enough time, and
you probably wouldn't like it.
It seemed like I would, though. I mean, I loved the trailer when they announced it.
The only reason I'd say you might not like it is because it is a rather challenging game.
Yeah, but don't like I heard, isn't that the game where when you die you come back like stronger?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it works is that yeah, you're meant to, you're not necessarily meant to, you know, make it through your first run. You have to you run through these biomes, defeating enemies and leveling up as you go along each run, and then you get to a final boss, and if you lose to the boss, you start to run over, and you lose all your upgrades, and you're starting
Okay,
over.
yeah, that's the type of thing I don't like it when they do that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, but you gain points that you can then put into your skill tree to you know, increase your power, get perks or other like that. But you keep the last gun you have, but the artifacts, the you know, these cool pieces of gear that you get that give you really cool perks, you lose all of those, and those are also random. Like, so like you can't like go into each biome with your own custom loadout in terms of different weapons you have. It's all the your weapons and your artifacts are all RNG, pure RNG. So you have to find and break the containers to find weapons and artifacts. And so if you find a good gun, I usually just keep it and hope I could find an upgrade for it later. But once you get to the third biome, they introduced this system where you can add world modifiers to make the game either harder or easier for you. But you have to get to that third biome first, and it can be a bit of a pain in the ass to get to that, because one of the things that annoyed me about Saros is that they don't believe in you fighting at full health or close to full health. So, you know, typically in like pretty much every action game ever, when you go into a boss fight, you start at full
Top
health.
off.
Yeah, you start at full health, and typically you have a way to regenerate health at some point during the encounter. They don't have that in Saros. In Saros, if you get to the boss room and you only have 20% of your HP left, that's how much you have to fight the boss.
Oh, yeah.
And if
I'm
you
out. Thank God I
and,
didn't spend money on that because I don't
and
I
yeah.
don't like mechanics like that. That
Yeah.
you were completely right. I do not.
Yeah,
I don't like mechanisms like that.
And then this is what was annoying for the first, mainly for the second boss fight before you get to the world modifiers, because there's a modifier you can add on to the world modifier that allows you to start every boss fight at full health, but you need to get to the third biome in order to unlock that entire mechanic. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get there. But I generally just don't like that idea. Like, I don't think it's necessary, or even Souls games don't have, you know, artificial bullshit like that. And then because on top of that, you can't just skip to the boss fight. Like, that's the other, they kind of implied that you could, but you really can't. So what would annoy me is that it would take about, you know, 20 plus minutes to get through the biome to get to the boss. And then if you lose the boss fight, because every boss fight is 3 phases, and you go to the boss fight, you don't start at full health. So if you took damage before you got to the room, tough shit, because the health drops also are very few, and you can't actually heal during the battle. Like, the only health only dropped from like certain enemies sometimes, and there are containers. But once you get into the boss fight, you're kind of shot of luck unless you get really lucky and get an artifact that heals you, allows you to heal, which again is all RNG. You can't set your own loadouts.
Yeah.
So if you lose the fight, then you have to go back and spend 30 minutes getting back to the boss again after you upgrade, and try to do it again. So that, I think that is going to drive away a lot of people. It's just annoying shit like that I feel like it's not going to be for everyone. I'm currently at the end of the game. I have like 2 bosses left, but it's definitely not a game for everyone,
Right.
and
And it doesn't have to be.
yeah, and I don't usually mind. I don't mind if a game is challenging. I just don't like games that are challenging in like unfun and
Right.
unnecessary ways. I'll play. I don't mind Souls games. Stuff like that. Games that where you're supposed to be challenged, but I don't like when. But I prefer when they challenge you in like interesting ways and not just do stupid shit that makes the game worse just to say it's harder. Like there's no reason not to have you start a boss fight at full health. Like that's completely unnecessary. Like you shouldn't have to equip a mod to start a boss fight at full health. That's stupid. and I don't like the art. I don't like the RNG aspect at all. I like being able to choose my own loadouts and curate what weapons and stuff I want to take. I rather they have that feature and allow you to mix and match and find the best ways for each encounter rather than just make it entirely down to luck. Like I think that's stupid. And in general, like I feel like so it also doesn't have a respec system. Like it has a giant skill tree, tons of nodes, and there's no respec system. And I feel like any game now that drops with a skill tree with no respec system, I'm taking immediately a point off because it's gamers have made it clear we want respec. There's no reason not to have it. and studios that do whenever a studio doesn't have a respec system on their skill trees, that tells me immediately that they don't respect the player's time and are just trying to pad play time. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like I think that's stupid. But otherwise, the combat is fun. It is a beautiful game and interesting story. The production value is insane. It's got some really jaw-dropping moments. Once everything's working, the combat is really fun and addicting. It's just a lot of bullshit that could be solved with quality of life features that are holding it back from being a top game for me. But I can definitely see why other reviewers gave it a high score. I think I would definitely give it like something in that 88 out of 10 range for me personally. But I think it's definitely good. But those are my problems. My problems aren't with the story or the protagonist's wife. The protagonist's wife.
It sounds like I made a good decision then because
I think you 100% would have been pissed off.
yeah, because like I don't like, and I'm fine. Like it sounds like something that people like. I mean, I forgot who brought up Hades. I know Hades is kind of like that too. I did play the first Hades to a point. I enjoyed it. I was only playing it just to try it out because I heard such great things about it, and I appreciate and understand why people enjoy it. But I've just never been into games like you said that are just difficult for the sake of being difficult, and there's not really a good reason for it. And that health thing that's one of the reasons I didn't finish Doom. Is I didn't like the health system. I don't like I like to just be a badass when I play. I don't care. So I loved Doom.
I like to do it. I think what annoyed me more about the health, not just the fact that you have to equip a special modifier to have full health against a boss, but there are nodes in the skill tree where you can spend resources to get more health drops in the world. You can actually modify that if you want more. And I put literally thousands of points into getting more health drops appearing in the world. And even now at the end of the game, I'll go like 20 minutes straight without a single health drop after investing thousands of points into the tree. specifically to get more.
And stuff like that is what I just don't enjoy about gaming. And like I said, Doom, I think it was Eternal. I think Dark Age was a little bit better, but like Doom Eternal, I just hated the health system, and that was like the only but it was like a complete turnoff for me. So like, I just whatever.
I never played Eternal.
I was
but
actually
I've
ready to
enjoyed
play that game. I bought like $100 gift card, because Newegg I think had like a deal where you could get $100 gift card for $88. So I'm like, all right, Returnal's coming out, not Returnal, Sorrows is coming out.
I think
So
I think you would enjoy. I think you would enjoy it, but those parts would fucking piss you off.
right.
But
Yeah. Like I bet I would enjoy it, but then I would get like a whole run fucked over, and I'd be like, man, fuck this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And Eastwood's not wrong. It would be fun to watch me rage, but
yeah, because the core gameplay is very fun. Like it feels it feels a lot better than Returnals even. Like the movement, the gunplay, the variety of weapons. Once you get good weapons, don't get shotguns early on. They're fucking dog shit. but once you get the right weapons, like it feels you feel like a badass. Like you're zipping around. You got your shield, you got your super dash, and you're just black. Once you get the hang of it, it feels fun. But it's just little bullshit just starts adding up. You're just like, okay, this is kind of pissing me off. So I'm like, okay. But other than that, it's a really good game. We appreciate you hanging out, Capte. Hope you're feeling okay. There's Tokan drama. What's the Tokan drama?
I think people are pissed that Black
I
Panther.
know it's not Black Panther. Oh fuck them. I don't care, bro.
I will say this in general. I think that they've just decided to make, like, ever since Chadwick died, they've just made this push to overemphasize Shuri in a lot of things. I just like, with how much she's actually been Black Panther in the Black Panther lore, I do think it's weird, but now that they've done Shuri in the movie as Black Panther, it's just an opportunity to get a female Black character into a game. And I understand why they do that, like, because you do want that representation, and that's a good opportunity, to get a character like that in the game. I don't care either way at this point, like, I'm not gonna like lose my shit because they went with Shuri instead of T'Challa.
Yeah, I legitimately, as soon as when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh cool, Shuri. I'm sure people are gonna have a very normal reaction to this.
Yeah.
It's like I truly do not give a fuck. Like she's the current Black Panther. They've already established that they're gonna have I think they're gonna have Black Panther's T'Challa's kid take over later on. T'Challa's, of course, in Marvel Rivals. If you want to play T'Challa, boot up some Marvel Rivals. Rise of Hydra is going to have his grandfather.
I will say there is this weird segment of comic book fans that probably don't spend any money on comic books 100%. That like very strangely only like they only like Miles. They only like Sam Alexander. They only like the replacement, basically. You know what I mean? Like the variant. I don't know. Like they don't like that's like, oh, they love Squirrel Girl because why? You love
Squirrel Girl, Jay. You're a Lord Squirrel Girl.
I am a Lord Squirrel Girl, and it's hard not to like not enjoy just doing this for an entire game with no aim. Like the easiest character in the world to play. But like there's this weird segment that they only like those random, like they would only like Shuri, they'd only like Miles, they would only like that version, and not the new Iron Fist. They only like that one. Like all the characters that replace the classic characters, they only like Kate Bishop. And it's always weird to me, like I don't understand, like, and it's not because you actually like those characters. You're just, I don't know. I don't get it.
I think they definitely dislike those characters, and I think it's fine. I think it's something also that certain people just don't really understand, because like they're when you're growing up, if you were especially growing up in like the 90s, 80s, there if you weren't a straight white man, you did not see very much of yourself represented in media. And fortunately, that is an issue, and it's something that people who are overrepresented don't appreciate or understand. And it's generally cool when you see when you see heroes, and especially heroes that look like you. It's fucking awesome. Like when I was a little kid and I saw Robert Townsend as Meteor Man and Michael Jai White as Spawn, I thought it was fucking amazing. And I was like, that's cool. There's superheroes that look like me. I get to see black people in movies that aren't drug dealers or gangsters. That's a cool thing, especially when you grow up in our areas. It's nice. It's cool, really cool to see stuff like that on the screen, but because you're just so few and far between, you also learn to be able to relate to characters that don't look like you, because it becomes a necessity. And I think we're seeing this split is the core cause of this source, because while I can appreciate anything, even if I'm not directly represented, I still like when I see representation, but I don't need it. But whereas people who are used to being exclusively catered to, when they start seeing diversity, they don't know how to handle it, because to them, when you're drowning in privilege, diversity starts feeling like oppression. And there are definitely people who are on the younger side who grew up when there is plenty of representation, to now that it becomes a thing they expect. They don't fully appreciate it, and they kind of just get this air of entitlement, which I think is what Jay is specifically latching onto when he's referring to certain people like that, people who are more so performative with their with their praise of these certain characters, rather than general. Because there are plenty of people who generally love Kate Bishop. I love Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I love Miles. Like Miles is a fit. I think Miles is really cool. I especially love Insomniac's interpretation of Miles. But there are absolutely people who performatively push these characters on social media for clout, who do not read the comics at all.
Exactly.
And there are obviously people who performatively tear down these characters because they're racist chuds.
Right. And you know my stance on mantles. I don't like the idea of mantles. I like brand new unique characters. But before, I don't want to go too much further. Capte, I hope everything is well for you, bro. Please take care of yourself. I hope all these tests go well. So we are praying for you.
We'll definitely pray for you, bro. Heart surgery is insane. Like, get well soon, bro.
But you'll be fine. You'll get through it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But back to this. Now, there's no real good way to segue back. But
more importantly, do not disrespect Robert Townsend. Meteor Man is way better than Black Man.
but here's my thing. Okay, there are we'll just, it's easier. We'll just use black characters. There are so many great black characters that you have the opportunity to elevate,
Static Shock.
Right, exactly. There's one right there that people are begging for that too, right? People are begging for Static Shock to just get elevated.
For the love of fuck, James Gunn.
You bring up the 90s, they tried to come out with Night Thrasher, who was really cool until they gave him a skateboard, which was annoying. But otherwise, he could have been a really great street level character that just never never picked up.
Yep.
Like
Shout out to Chibi.
there's a lot of great characters that you could just develop, but like they're lazy and they just want to give a suit, to somebody else. And they do this all the time. And it's not just, Spider-Man and Hawkeye. Like they're doing it just across the board, you know what I mean? Like and there are just people that are like, "Oh, well, I just feel like so many people throw out these classic characters that are the reason any other interpretation exists, and like, yeah, screw that. That one looks like me. That's the only one that can exist, or the performative ones, as you say, on both sides. By the way, on both sides, I just think mantling is such a crutch, and I hate it. But I've also soften on it a little because there are definitely some really good characters that are out there. And I just think, like we've talked about, how I think Miles would be so much better off if they had made him Ghost Spider and not Gwen.
Yes.
Like that was the perfect name for him. Like give them their like kind of own identity, even though they're going to be similar. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. And while I do agree, man, the way Marvel has handled mantles has been lazy in a lot of cases, and sometimes extraordinarily cringe. Like we will never forget by Odin's fade.
Yeah.
I'll never unsee Loki in Timberland boots. But I think I'm okay. I'm okay with Marvel being a little performative, because I think it seems like an overcorrection, but it's an overcorrection I'm fine with, because we've had so many years of these non-white characters being left out entirely or in the background. I'm fine with more with media trying to add more diversity, even if it's not all for great reasons. I think the intention out and the outcome ultimately is better than alternative, and I just love also how angry it makes the chuds. I think it's fun, especially with how unbelievably racist Hollywood used to be. I ultimately have no issue with them trying to force in diversity now, to even if it's just to assuage their own guilt about how they used to treat minorities in Hollywood and still do. But I'm fine. If it just means we get some more shows or movies where like Wonder Man, where an original character gets race swapped out. I'm also fine with that, because everyone else was fine when they had white actors pinching their eyes back and playing Asian characters in movies. So I think we can get over Wonder Man and these obscure characters being portrayed by black actors. I think adding comparing the two, adding all that up, I think it's ultimately fine, especially in the case of Wonder Man, when it produces really good art. Even though it can be annoying sometimes, depending on how it's implemented, if it's done poorly, I think it's also be okay. And I do welcome alternate
It's
characters.
just such a crutch to me. That's all. That's my only complaint.
And
is they just use it as a crutch.
I'm perfectly fine, but I do also want them to elevate more characters that they already have, that already exist.
Yeah, exactly. Like Night Thrasher, I don't understand why Night Thrasher didn't take off. Like he was a cool design. Like I could see Night Thrasher fighting right alongside Daredevil and Spider-Man. I mean, one of my favorite run of the 90s, one of the reasons I started collecting comic books was the Amazing Spider-Man Round Robin, I believe is what it was called. And in that book, like all the covers had Spider-Man with Nova, Darkhawk, Punisher, Moon Knight, Night Thrasher. It was just such a sick group team up for 6 issues. I actually have all 6 issues in a 9.8 graded that I collected over the last few years. It's just, I just they do it with everything though. Like it's not just like one thing, you know. Like it's like even like it's very rare that they go the opposite direction, but like the great one,
the ancient one,
the ancient one, you know, they took an Asian male role and gave it to a white female. You know what I mean?
and there was zero outrage,
and there was no outrage, and it was weird.
It's not weird. It's because they're fucking racist. That's what it is. That's what it is. As long as there's a white the secret of these anti woke people is that they don't care about the quality. They that's all code. They don't care about the quality. They don't care about the integrity of the characters. They just care when a job goes to someone who isn't white in their entertainment. That's all. That's why no one cared that they race and gender swap the ancient one into a white woman, because the net result was someone white on screen. They didn't care. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow, Armani. Double 7 soon. I cannot wait for that.
I personally did make a big deal about it because it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it was entirely unnecessary and stupid. But you know, not all the usual people who, you know, put Brie Larson in every thumbnail had no problem with the ancient one. Had no problem with the ancient one getting turned into a white woman mysteriously. But anyone else? Wait a minute. Catwoman and the Batman is black. Wait a minute. Like, come on. Be so fucking real.
I will say what is interesting has been I don't know why TT did it, but like Catwoman, Batgirl, and Commissioner Gordon are all black in Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. They went with those versions for every Catwoman, for every all the Gordon. Yeah.
You know what? Fucking based. go TT games.
They're all kind of light skinned, so it's whatever. I mean, it's weird to see Michelle Pfeiffer's version on who is it? Zoe Kravitz. Yeah. But whatever. Yeah. Like it's not that I'm not like that's not something I would make a big deal about.
I think the only valid
is it Halle Berry? Oh, I thought it was Zoe.
Halle Berry played Catwoman in the standalone Catwoman movie. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, I think it's Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz played Catwoman in the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halle Berry's not connected to any Batman movie. Like that was a standalone disaster. But she did look great as Catwoman. But
I am aware of this. I'm not trying to
promote. We're not promoting
it, but yeah.
I think the only problematic thing with Zoe Kravitz, which all the chuds ignored, was that she had some. I remember seeing she had some pretty problematic comments she made about Jaden Smith when he was underage. We'll leave it at that. But her just being black, I didn't have an issue with that. But those comments, I did have a bit of an issue.
No, Halle Berry was only Catwoman in the Catwoman movie.
Yeah, no, she never made it into an actual Batman movie. Halle Berry's superhero career consists of being Storm in the Fox X-Men films and being Catwoman in a one-off movie that is considered still to be one of the worst movies ever made. I watched it twice.
Well, we can probably make a good transition over to Daredevil now.
Daredevil in Marvel Rivals, because we got to talk about season 8 real quick next week. There is of course new season of Marvel Rivals dropping, and it is dropping soon. It's actually a week earlier than what would normally be the case for a new season.
Yeah, I gotta get those 10 ranked games in.
Oh, you still? Oh, yeah, you have it. Yeah, you got.
I've just haven't been playing as much because of all the Lego Batman stuff I had going on.
Well, you got 4 days or so
Yeah, it's 10 matches. It's not a big deal.
The year 10 is not a big deal. Got mine out of the way. I haven't been playing. Yeah, once I do my 20 ranked games, I'm pretty much done for the season because ranked is so dog water. But we this time we had some new game modes to distract us. I got all the achievements in the Blood Hunt PvE mode, and I'll hop on occasionally to farm some gear. I don't like how RNG the gear system is. I think it's a little too over the top with how just terrible your most of the gear drops are, and not my ideal looter shooter, but it is a pretty fun mode. Fortunately, the Loki mode didn't hit us hard for most people.
That was way overtuned, I thought.
When I saw it was PvP, I still thought, okay, there's potential. But when I saw the trailer, I knew this was not going to be a hit like the Blood Hunt was, because it's weird that they didn't decide to make all the Avengers modes PvE. I thought the intention was, okay, we want to get more casual people involved in the game. We want to get them more engaged, so we're going to have these modes that allow them to recreate their favorite moments from these Avengers movies, and then we see it's actually a kind of sweaty PvP mode where it's not actually fun unless you're playing as Loki, which is hard because it's a roll queue system. So you're going to be waiting like 20 minutes to play as Loki, and insta queue if you're playing as anyone else. But if you're not playing as anyone else, it's not fun. Especially I feel like they definitely dropped the ball with the Avengers this Avengers 2012, not just because they only had 2 MCU skins, but the classic mode. It felt like kind of a missed opportunity because they didn't give the Avengers really any new upgrades or anything like that, apart from the ability to summon an extra Hulk. Not to mention, it's literally the mode is actually bugged. Hulk, Captain America, and Widow's movement is bugged in that mode, so they're actually kind of unplayable, unfortunately. And then in the all heroes mode, it's fun. It can be fun, but if you're not a somewhat competitive player, you're not going to have any chance at all at beating Loki. It does require IQ, game sense, and coordination, which is something obviously the Marvel Rivals community lacks. And it's like if you're a casual who just loves the Avengers movies and you just see the mode and you just hop in, it's definitely not going something that I think is going to resonate with you, which is why I can't even get a full match anymore, because people just leave because it's too hard for them, because they thought it was just going to be this fun casual mode, and it's just Loki is just so overpowered that the casual who's not good at the game and who doesn't want to cooperate is not going to have a good time unless they're actually playing as Loki. So I thought it was a missed opportunity by not making just doing PvE and letting us fight the Chitauri. And Loki, I think that was a mistake. But there is a new mode dropping in season 8. This one will be for Age of Ultron. Hopefully it's PvE, or at least PvE or something like that. And of course, the big headline is that new heroes dropping will be Cyclops, Scott Summers himself, and surprisingly, Dinosaur. Devil Dinosaur is going to be the second playable hero. I'm assuming he's going to be joined by Moon Girl. It would be strange if it was just Devil Dinosaur solo without Moon Girl or Moon Boy, but I don't know for sure yet. I do know it's Devil Dinosaur and Cyclops, and there was also a tease of what potentially could be Captain Marvel in that Final Guy card as well. But I'm definitely looking forward to playing as Cyclops. All the trailers, everything like that, start going out next week. I'm expecting the first trailer to go out on Tuesday, and I'm excited to see. I think the still going to be taking place in New York this time around, based on how the story of season 7 ended. There's still some stuff going on, specifically with the Alchemix building, some loose ends there. So I think we're still going to be in New York for this one, even though Kingpin was defeated. But as long as I get to play Cyclops, I'm good. I'm excited. I've seen some people saying that they want him to be a Vanguard or a strategist. Don't see how they can make Cyclops a Vanguard. That doesn't really make sense. I understand we want more Vanguards on the roster, but I've seen some people say, "Oh, because he's a leader." I'm like, okay, but I don't know how that makes him someone that could. I don't know how that makes him someone that could be a Vanguard. Like, because I double checked through his lore. Like, there's really nothing in there that makes you think he could be a Vanguard. And whenever they do these whenever they decide roles for characters, they kind of go through the lore to try to see if there's something they can use to justify that role. Like, if you gotta be a tank, you gotta be tanky.
Maybe it's because, like, a lot of people think he just shoots a laser, but it's a concussive blast. So maybe it would be like a pushback character instead of like a shield. But I don't know.
It'd be weird because the other thing, like, other than the optic blast, he's just a guy. Like, he's in good shape. But like Emma made sense as a tank because she literally has the ability to transform into like a indestructible diamond person. Right. You know, Captain America is a super soldier with a vibranium shield.
Yeah.
Venom is a giant symbiote monster with healing, and that takes a lot of damage. So it's like, Penny's in a freaking mech suit. Thor is an Asgardian god, same with Angela. So it's like those tanks makes sense for them to be Vanguard. Cyclops is just a dude that shoots optic blast.
Right. No, I don't know how you could really do him as anything other than a duelist,
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the argument for. I think if we're looking at Devil Dinosaur, I would see him as possibly being tanky. And if you're talking Captain Marvel, I think that's obviously tanky as well.
Yeah.
So
same.
I think it's the duelists that are going to be left out.
Yeah, because and for sure I would love if they made him an offer. Like, strategist to me would make more sense, but even then it's like a big stretch. Like, I think like there's a thing where his optic blasts they don't harm his family. He can turn it so they don't harm his family, but that would be a stretch. Like for Gambit, people were complaining that it doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense for him to heal, but in the comics, he literally heals. He can literally heal people when he unlocks the full potential of his power. So even that has like a basis for the lore. Like, Cyclops is just a guy that just does damage. Like, that's his whole thing. Like, Deadpool makes sense though, because first of all, they gave Deadpool all 3 roles, and Deadpool also heals people. Like, he saved Spider-Man's life in the comics. Like, he can actually heal people, and his whole meta Toon Force powers, makes stuff like a healing gun make sense. Because he's fourth wall breaking. He does all the cool medicine. So the Deadpool being on 3 roles thing was in character and made sense, especially as him being a Vanguard or a tank, because or duelist, because that's kind of Deadpool's thing. He doesn't die. He just takes a lot of damage, but he also can't heal people. So all that makes sense. Cyclops just has to be a duelist. There's no other way around it.
Yeah. Wario just tweeted about the fact that Walmart is sending out digital codes, and like this is the tweet: Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight Xbox standard digital reported playable now via Walmart digital code. Oof. Digital code link if you want to try. And like, that shit just breaks my heart, man. If this game that I've been waiting 4 years for is actively out there at a high any form of level, and they're not able to just shut this shit off, and like I get my code whenever I get it, and I'm not able to do anything until a certain day, like, and I lose, like, that shit would just break my heart. Like, I 100% being selfish when I say this, but like, man,
I mean, WB is notorious for their legal nonsense. So I would assume that they would be able to be on top of this.
you would also think that Xbox would just have a way to like shut that shit down. You know?
True, but it is Xbox, so I don't put much faith in that aspect. But I think it's, you know, based on all the restructuring and stuff. But WB, like they'll nuke your entire video if you have like
Sure
5 seconds of Batman footage. I would assume they would have to be on top of people having actual copies of Lego Batman out in the wild trying to upload content for it.
Yeah, it's frustrating because
Crazy how that stuff like that even happens.
I just don't even understand how, like, because like for Invincible, I got a code and I redeemed it and it wouldn't let me play. And I like had to talk to PR and like, oh, send us your console ID. You had to like go into the settings and um so yes, Cloudbat. I've said this a million times. Like, if you liked the Arkham series, you're gonna love this game. It's just Lego Batman Arkham. It's amazing. Who cares about the large roster? This is what the game is, you know?
I've seen positive Xbox PR. People are slowly warming up to Asha, mainly because she's saying a lot of the things that Xbox fans have been wanting to hear. She just did some big restructuring for the leadership, bringing in a bunch of people from her AI wing, which, you know, made people nervous, but also I feel like that's just her bringing in people she trusts. And at the same time, you know, as a counter to that, she effectively shut down Copilot.
Good.
Yeah,
that's just annoying.
Yeah, she announced that development on Copilot on mobile and console is gone. Like they're just kind of phasing out Copilot, and she seems committed. I think I'm willing to give Aisha the benefit of the doubt because looking more into her background, like I think a lot of hate is obviously just because she's a woman. You know, that's just is what it is. But
minority woman.
Yeah, minority woman on top of that. But there's also this obsession in gaming where they think like everyone that is overseeing games has to be like a hardcore gamer. And I understand to a degree you would want people that are at least interested in games, because there's definitely been, you know, a lot of companies that are ruined by people who don't care about games and are continue to ruin by those people. But they brought her in specifically because she's good at turning brands around. Like she did it with Instacart, and that's what she's there for. She doesn't need to be a hardcore gamer who plays, you know, games all day to understand how to turn Xbox around. She can. You don't always want gaming people, because gaming people, as we saw with with some certain games, high guard, if you give gamers all the power and let them do everything themselves, sometimes they run their studios into the ground because they're artists, they're not business people. And you do need, and when you're trying to run a studio, especially one as large as Xbox,
you do need an adult in the room.
Yes, you need people who don't just play video games. You need people who actually understand the business and how to grow it and maintain it and put people in positions where they can succeed. And what you hope for is, you know, someone who understands that and can put creatives in the right positions to succeed, and then just kind of just get out of their way and let them do their thing. and Asha seems to be more, from what I've seen so far, seems to be more on the side of someone who's just a competent business person who has an interest in games but isn't necessarily a gamer, but knows how to grow and turn companies around. So they're bringing her on to do that, and she seems to be doing that. Her decision so far seems to be a net positive so far from X. We'll see how it ultimately turns out, but from what I've seen, it's good news. So good reason to be optimistic for what's going on with Xbox. Assuming, well, we gotta see how all these changes ended up shaking out, but I think so far she's doing a good job.
It does seem to be the case. I'm looking forward to getting out to Summer Game Fest, and hopefully they have that Xbox dinner that I got to go to last time and hang out with my guy Phil, and maybe I'll get a chance to meet her, say what's up.
I get to see some fucking Blade. Jesus Christ! I want to see
seriously, right?
I want to see some gameplay. Show me some gameplay. It's supposed to come out next year.
Yeah. So I don't even know how we got on. It was the whatever, but
Sony unfortunately did not have the best PR over the
past couple weeks, actually. Yeah,
it's been a couple of weeks of
not great news.
But it was one of them was an ultimately nothing burger. The whole controversy around you having a connect your internet connection thing. Yeah, it turns out it was just like a one-time thing to combat people who tried to scam
refunds.
Sony. Yeah, by doing the refund scam.
First of all, I will never understand the freak out people have over that. Like, we are all almost, especially now versus when they announced Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
We are always connected to the internet. Like, there's almost like, if you're taking your console offline, most of the time you're trying to do something shady, and that is why they're trying to do stuff like this. Okay, like, I'm tired of like pretending this is a huge deal and understanding I'm the Xbox guy. So Sony getting the bad PR from it, I was out there defending them. Like, I just, I don't understand. We're like, they're the not being able to connect to the internet for 30 days, which was misinterpreted from the jump. But like, if you aren't connecting for 30 days, then there's something seriously wrong.
Or you're doing something shady.
Exactly.
Like the only time I intentionally turned off my disconnected my PlayStation from the internet was when I was doing the gear trick in Marvel's Avengers. taking a game offline so I could reset the gear vendor and get better drops.
And I'm just so tired of these people that just want to say it's anti-consumer. It's okay, listen, not everything has to be 100% like consumer friendly. Like, unfortunately, there are safeguards that have to be put in place because the non-consumers are the ones that are ruining it.
But I have not connected. I have not turned on my PS4 since 2020.
Exactly. I have a PS5. I actually had my PS4 set up upstairs for a while so that we had a Blu-ray player, and we never used it. So I just put it away.
I literally bought my first, when I had a launch PS5. I got the disc version because I was like, oh, I might want to throw in some Blu-ray, occasionally buy a physical. Never bought it. Never used my disc drive to this day.
But here's the thing, like, if you haven't connected your PS5 to the internet in 30 days, right? All you have to do is like say you got deployed, okay? You were deployed in wherever, you were gone for 6 months. Yeah, you're gone for 6 months and now you're home, like, and you weren't connected during that time. Guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna connect when you turn it back on, and it wasn't an issue. Like nothing happened. So
you would just turn on connector your shit and start playing.
Right. So I just people just want to complain, and I didn't understand it then, and that was 12, 13 years ago, and internet has only gotten bigger and better and more accessible to the world.
At the time, it was everything.
It wasn't great.
Everyone was nearly as connected, so it was a much bigger deal then. But now it's just it's not a thing.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I do think the Bungie news is a little rough.
I mean, to be expected though, because what are we doing? When they initially announced that they were buying Bungie for $3.6 billion, pretty much everyone thought, "Holy overpay!" There's just no way. There's no way it was worth that much, because at the time the biggest thing they had was Destiny 2, which was on the decline. Despite a strong finale, and it's okay, I know Bungie has this great reputation, but Halo was a long time ago, and they definitely got a little too ambitious, especially with how I think the biggest thing is just paying that much when you know how poorly Bungie was run. There's so many people complaining and so many articles written about how horrible Bungie's management was, not just for laying off people around the holidays and the CEOs buying sports cars and stuff like that, but just general horrible mismanagement of the core products. And it's just why would you just fully buy into that and just let them run it? They should have kind of just okay, we're going to buy you out, but we're going to overhaul the leadership at the same that was always done from the start. And then they allowed Bungie's first major game after coming off of Destiny to be Marathon, but not the Marathon fans remembered, a niche extraction shooter. And can I say this to game developers? Extraction shooters are not the next big thing. I regret to inform you, the extraction shooter genre is not the next battle royale. It's not the next hero shooter. In order for a genre trend to be something that's big and popular, it has to be something that a lot of people want to play, specifically casual players. And extraction shooters are not something casual players are interested in. The only reason Arc Raiders was successful is because they made an extraction shooter that was casual friendly. Even that game had a huge player drop off because extraction shooters inherently are not accessible. So when I saw that Bungie was doing Marathon as this niche hardcore extraction shooter, I'm like, oh, cool. I hope they didn't spend a lot of money on this. Fortunately, they did, but because if it was a budget game, it would have done really, it'd be doing great for them. But the fact that they made it a AAA whole thing, hundreds of $1 millions, no, you're going to have a hard time recouping that. That's just not a thing. And then I just heard, I just covered this in a video, but Disney and Epic, they had that $1 billion deal. The first game of that deal, they're actually making 3 games. The first one's supposed to come out in November. It's an extraction shooter with Disney characters from Epic Games. Just it's what the fuck? What are we doing?
Wow.
That's what I thought when I saw this. I'm like, what? 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 That's definitely such a boardroom decision. I see a lot of people are making extraction shooters. Let's do it. What? Why would you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, that sounds ass.
Yeah.
You just create a code JayShockblast though.
Yeah, if they do, but to be fair, I think an extraction shooter with Disney characters could be fun if they don't make it a hardcore extraction shooter. Like if they don't take it seriously and they like include Marvel characters and like, you know, make it basically make it more of a third person hero action shooter thing, like with PvE. I think it'll be fine, but like yeah, the fact that people think like the extraction shooter thing, like it's not a thing. It's not happening, bro. People are not going to be jumping onto the extraction. It's not a trend. We're pursuing. Y'all gotta stop. That's got to stop. I heard Fair Games is going to have an extraction mode. Like what are we doing, bro? Like that, people already thought their game was ass. like why? Like what are we doing?
The answer to this is no. The only DLC they have announced is with Joker and Harley being playable. I do not think we're going to get anybody else.
Jake, what Jay means is that he cannot confirm or deny if they're going to be getting anyone else. But
this is good to hear.
Anyone who attempted, oh, good. So they did take action. Good to know. Kind of like Suicide Squad. Yeah. Suicide Squad tried to hop onto the looter shooter was another trend that unfortunately ruined a couple games. But like at least that's something like that more people are interested in than extraction shooters. Like extraction shooters is so incredibly niche. Yeah. like what are why would you try?
I didn't see any of that Cloud Bat, but we're kind of moving on at this point from Lego Batman. I think we just basically have Daredevil.
Yep, Daredevil, Born Again. Yeah, we had the finale of we still just have the boys left, I think, but yeah, we already had the finale of Invincible, which cinema, and Daredevil, Born Again season 2 wrapped up with the appearance of the Defenders, except for our boy Iron Fist, who unfortunately is coming back as well in season 3. But but it was nice. It was nice seeing Luke again. It was a what did you think? What did you think of the now that it's over? What did you think of Daredevil Born Again season 2, and what do you think of it compared to season 1?
I thought this was the best thing that Disney Plus has done. I am shocked it is not getting the viewership. I am baffled by that. I will say though, the finale did not hit 100% the way I would have liked it to, even though I do feel like they set things up pretty well. I do think it fell a little flat in some areas. I do think episode 7, like the way that one ended was just, oof. Like there was some of the best stuff that Marvel has done on Disney Plus in this season. I was like just begging for more every week. You know what I mean? So yeah, I that again, Sneaky, I 100% with you. I do not understand. I don't understand how he was able to just go to some island and
Matt goes to
jail. Yeah. I'm trying to be a little soft on it with spoilery wise, but I feel like if you're gonna watch it, you watched it, that's the one thing that I struggle with is that didn't make any sense to me at all. But
yeah, like I know they wanted to cut a deal. They offered him a deal to essentially to step down to because the deal was offered when they were in the standoff. They say if you just stand down, resign, exile yourself, all good, you can avoid jail time. But I felt like that should have gone out the window once he like murdered 30 people.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it is so weird. I mean, and all the cops were in jail, all of his task force were arrested. So it just didn't add up, but I do like some of the things they set up. I loved the portrayal of Bullseye.
Bullseye was fucking fantastic. Oh my god, Bullseye was fantastic this season.
Yeah, it was like there's so much stuff that was well done. I'm very intrigued to see what they do with his ex therapist lady.
Oh yeah, she's the new muse. She's going to be, which I assume they were going to set up.
Yeah, so I mean, you could definitely see her deteriorating and stuff like that, and Karen apparently is the new Punisher. She just takes out cops left and right.
Damn right.
With the same move, by the way. So if they ever learn her move, she's fucked.
I mean that elbow strike is tough.
Yeah. I am looking forward to this Punisher thing. They never at any point in time explained his situation. Like he just was no longer in jail anymore. So
he escaped.
I guess so. But
he's the fucking puncher.
I adored this season otherwise though.
Yeah, actually I do remember they showed, I think it was at the end of season 1, like they showed him trick that guard, who's obviously not very smart, and into letting him and he was able to escape from there.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. Like, yeah, he was he was in the cage, and the guard was apparently kind of a fan.
So this is the big thing right now. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and he was talking to the guard, sweet talking him, and then he whooped his ass and escaped. But that's how he got out. Yeah, but yeah, otherwise they kind of keep Punisher away because he's got to team up with Spider-Man, and then he's going to have his own thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already confirmed most everybody is back. I mean, I could have told you guys that Luke was coming back when I talked to Mike Coulter and he said I cannot deny or confirm.
Yeah.
He made it very obvious that he was definitely not denying.
Yeah.
But sweet Christmas. Yeah, sweet Christmas indeed. I just loved it because the Netflix stuff was so good. I had no idea that was the Sopranos like son, like actual son. What's his face? The goofball. I didn't know that was was it Gandolfini's
kid. Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, the dude that was BB's
yeah
friend.
Why can't I think of his name?
Yeah, I got his name in the show, but yeah.
Yeah, but his character was so good. Buck's character so good.
Fantastic.
Like I thought Buck was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just hope I just can't make sense of how people didn't want to watch this. Like how people weren't watching it.
Yeah,
Daniel Blake.
Yeah, that's a strange thing to me. Like why? Like I feel like, is it like an overall? It could be is it an overall Disney Plus thing, or is it just like because I know the first season didn't do well. I think it could be maybe people didn't like how the first season started, like especially with what they did with Foggy, and they kind of just tuned out from there, and then maybe they just didn't circle back for season 2.
This was so much better, like so much better.
It was so much better. It was such a good. I don't know. Maybe with all the positive word of mouth from season 2, we'll get some good momentum. Especially with the Defenders being in season 3, and we're going to have the Punisher, and then you're going to have the Spider-Man Brand New Day. That should bring a lot of hype, especially with it connecting the stuff. Spider-Man is going to be in a certain prison fighting the Hand, who I'm sure may be targeting somebody in particular. But I think it's I think it's weird. I think it's weird. Like is Disney Plus in general getting a lot of viewership?
I don't know. I mean, I use Disney Plus a lot because I have the bundle with ESPN, and watch the WWE stuff on there. And
I have the bundle of Hulu, so I only go on Disney Plus to watch like the new Marvel or Star Wars stuff, or watch anime or The Bear.
Yeah, I have Hulu, and I have the 3-pack with Hulu and ESPN. There's been like a lot of baseball games and even the basketball games and stuff but like so we've got that triple pack, and I don't watch much else on Disney Plus though.
I don't think it was ever like one of the. Definitely I don't think it's like a top 3 streaming service, or maybe in the top 4. Because I feel like the problem with Disney Plus was that the Marvel and Star Wars content didn't really deliver on that promise, and like most of the stuff on there was like kind of nostalgia, like you want to watch old cartoons, old movies or whatever like that. But they would really only get really big spikes when they had like big movies come to the platform, like Moana and stuff like that. But in general,
Zootopia 2, very good.
Zootopia 2, I gotta watch that still. But yeah, in general, like I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily watch Disney Plus for shows all that often, unless it's like they come back for like maybe a particular show. But I think in general, like people prefer Netflix and other platforms. I believe Apple TV is last place though.
I get so many offers for Apple TV, and I never do it. I've never had Apple TV once.
Same. And I do hear like Apple TV has like some of the best shows, or just in particular really great shows. It's just that people just aren't using the service.
I'm a little baffled. But it's going to be some interesting stuff coming up.
I've not heard anything about Lobo series. The only upcoming DC projects I know besides what they've already announced is they are going forward apparently with that Deathstroke and Bane team up movie.
Mm-hmm.
That is very much a thing that is going forward, but haven't heard any other plans involving Lobo beyond him just teaming up with Supergirl.
Gonna be an incredible run of movies coming up. I just watched Mortal Kombat 2. Absolutely incredible.
Was it?
Yes, it was. It is nonstop action.
Okay.
They cut out, like, there's not a lot of fluff. Like, they start you off and you're in a fight, and it's kind of like playing the story mode on the video game. You have a little bit of dialogue, and then you're right into another fight. A little bit of Noob Saibot was awesome.
I didn't like the first one that much. I thought it was kind of mid.
So much better than the first one. The first one had a lot of dead space where they had to like tell you the story. This one assumed you knew what Mortal Kombat was, and they just kind of went right into it. Like I thought all of them were really great. Everybody played their role great. Like honestly, the Kung Lao fight with Liu Kang, incredible. They set it up for Mortal Kombat 3 perfectly. Like there were a few fatalities that were just sick. Like it's just pure action. Like, I'm not telling you that this is like Casablanca or anything. Okay,
I've definitely not expected that for a fucking
right. Like, but it could be in the argument of one of the best video game movies ever made, just because the bar is so low. But
that too. But I love the OG Mortal Kombat, the first one.
You're just not going to be bored. It's so much. It's a fun movie. They sold it well. Like, all the characters looked great. Like, I'm sure there are some people that aren't going to be satisfied, but like I enjoyed it. So I wasn't even going to, but I actually ended up getting the popcorn bucket just because it was so cool. I passed on it when I was going in, but after watching the movie, I went back out and was like, "Nah, I need the popcorn bucket. No popcorn." So, yeah.
All right. Well, now that Jay gave his hashtag Swine review, I'll definitely.
Did they get rid of that Cole guy?
I'll definitely.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but I think there are a lot of people that are gonna be a big fan of Shao Kahn after this movie. But yeah, I also got my tickets for The Mandalorian, and then the night before I go to LA, Masters of the Universe. Then there's Supergirl. Then there's Spider-Man. Like we are about to have a generational run of fun entertainment movies.
But yeah, I am a little worried about Mandalorian Grogu.
I don't know what to expect, but I think it'll be fun.
I feel like it's going to be like an extra and just an hour-long special of the Mandalorian, and I worry that it's not going to do well in theaters.
We'll see.
And I like the Mandalorian. I do think it fell off, particularly in season 3. And I thought it was telling that on Star Wars Day that they looked at remember Star Wars Day, people rewatched the old stuff, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of telling that on Disney Plus for Star Wars Day, in the top 10, the only Disney Star Wars project on the entire thing was Rogue One and Andor. And Andor was number one. Andor is number one, of course. But Rogue One was the only other one. There was no Mandalorian. Everything, it was just Andor, Rogue One, and then everything else was pre-Disney Star Wars films. I thought that was
well. There's even talk about I don't know if it will actually. The Odyssey too. I'm very excited for the Odyssey.
I'm not excited for that. I don't think I've watched any trailers for the Odyssey, but I just have a policy of when Christopher Nolan makes a movie, I just watch it. I don't ask any questions.
I will say there is talk, apparently, I don't know how valid it is, but that Disney is actually thinking of legending the new trilogy of Star Wars movies and starting over.
I heard it was bullshit, but
it very well may be. It may be some copium or some hopium.
If this is what you're talking about, I think that story came from Geeks and Gamers, which is a notorious misinformation grifter platform. So
well, yeah. I'll say this as someone that liked a lot of the new characters, enjoyed the movies more than most. I would be okay with it because you did it to all the other stories that came before. And honestly, if they just kind of rebooted, and
they should actually they should absolutely reboot, to be clear. Like
yes. If they rebooted and they just like Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker and just recast the core characters as newer people and did you didn't fast forward 30 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had a good, because the thing is that like Lucas, he went through a divorce and just dropped everything Star Wars. He just didn't want to work anymore. And that he had all of them in their prime. He could have pumped out Star Wars movies forever. And, so many opportunities were missed. There are so many amazing Star Wars stories that happened during that time. And what they went with was just unfair.
Yeah.
You're not going to have fucking
Hamill's like
Mark Hamill.
He's like 80 years old, bro.
Yeah. I honestly think Sebastian Stan would make a great,
fantastic
mid-40s Luke Skywalker. After, Return of the Jedi, you've already got Thrawn, you've already got like some of these characters. We need to see what happened, to the Order. We don't it's just, there's so many.
And just retcon all that bullshit about him drinking breast milk or whatever. Just make sure that bullshit didn't happen and start Perfect. I think this is the way.
But
Yeah.
no, we don't need to, like, it's somebody else needs to be Luke Skywalker at this point. We've
We
done
don't
it
need
before.
AI. We don't need AI Luke. We need new actors. Let's make it happen. We already got a new Lando. Like like we got. Let's just tell some good Star Wars stories going forward, because we know they can. Like Maul Shadow Lord is legitimately peak. Like it's absolutely fantastic. And again, it's not any of the new Disney characters, Lucas era characters. Like people still love the stuff. Like you just have to put it out there, and I think that's ultimately how Star Wars, I think, will grow going forward, if they just kind of let go of the future in this case, rather than and more so embrace the past. But I think if Mandalorian and Grogu flops, I think they're definitely going to take a hard look at doing that in particular, which I think it very well could. I'm expecting, Brent. I don't know about how well Supergirl will do. I'll definitely go to see it regardless, but I think obviously Brand New Day is going to be a massive hit, easily $1 billion. Doomsday at the end of the year is going to be massive. I have no
They've
doubt.
already made all their money back on Star Wars though, so it's like
I heard they didn't actually.
They bought it for $4 billion, didn't they?
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if this changed over last year, because I don't think they really did much, but I did remember reading that technically Disney has not made a profit on their Star Wars purchase.
I don't see how. I mean, they've got all the merch. They've got,
that's the thing. That's the thing.
They're all $1 billion movies.
You got to keep it. Well, not all of them, but you also got to keep in mind, merch sales did go down at some point. They did spend a lot on the movies. They spent a lot on attractions. They spent a lot of money on Star Wars, and they did not get like crazy. They didn't get the returns they were expecting, and they did lose money on quite a bit of projects as well. Because we also got to factor in, just for the movies, you got to factor in, budgets and
sure
and production budgets, marketing, and in that case, they spent a lot of money on the Acolyte, hundreds of millions of dollars on the Acolyte, and that was a huge bomb. The Solo movie, huge bomb.
Unnecessarily.
Solo was a huge bomb. Like
I understand that, but like it was still a decent movie.
It was we're talking about purely the financial, because we're talking about.
I understand. I'm just saying it shouldn't have been. People should have saw it because it was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. It wasn't great, but it was. It was
worth seeing.
I think the problem at that point was that Star Wars, because of like they even though the sequel trilogy did well, apart from the last one, the goodwill that they had from the fans had clearly evaporated at that point when we saw that manifest mostly when Solo bombed. Like, because normally anything Star Wars, people in the theaters, people automatically go see it, but the fact that Solo bomb was like a sign that, oh, maybe the fans are actually kind of over Star Wars because of what they did during the trilogy, because which was hard to fuck up, and they somehow pulled it. Like, people, like, Force Awakens was like pretty much a shot for shot remake of A New Hope, but with more goofy shit in there. But people kind of gave it a pass because it was like the first Star Wars movie in a long time. Then Rian Johnson divided everybody with the second one, and then the third one was just complete and utter dog shit. and Star Wars was kind of never the same after that, unfortunately. So I definitely buy that Disney has not made a profit, or it could have changed it last year, but I definitely buy that Disney did make a profit on that Star Wars investment, with all the money they spent, and kind of how Star Wars has been underperforming, especially when they started funneling stuff into the streaming platform, which has not made them money. So
I mean, just off the new trilogy movies, they made 800 million or more off of each one, like profit after budget. They made.
To be clear, we don't know what the budget was.
I mean, I'm looking at Rogue One, $200 million budget worldwide, $1 billion.
Those are all estimates. To be clear, like they don't disclose it all the way, but
sure.
But studios typically don't disclose the actual full budgets until they like put it do the tax stuff. That could be
give or take. You know what I mean?
Even
like
then,
Solo even made a profit.
Even in 800 million, that's not nearly.
Yeah, when you factor in like 4 movies that are all making that, you're close. And then you just have the rest of the stuff.
I mean, you're not close to 4
I'm
billion.
sure they've made their money back.
You're 800 million on all the movies. You're not close to the 4 billion from right there. And then you're losing hundreds. Don't forget you're losing money on a lot of shows, you know, in the case of Acolyte, hundreds of millions. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely plausible that they did not make more than $4 billion in profit on, because we're not just talking about revenue. They would have, in order to have made their money, they would have to have made more than $4 billion in profit in order to have made their money back. And I've seen no sign that they have made anywhere close to that much money in profit off of Star Wars IP, which is crazy because of how huge IP is. But that just kind of shows how they just mismanaged it. Like that's a lot of money. Like people, we throw these numbers all the time, but $4 billion is a lot of money, and you just kind of glance at the movies to say, oh, that movie made $1 billion, but yeah, that's okay. That's, you know, you subtract hundreds of millions for the budget and the marketing, and it's like, okay, well, you have a long way to go before you get to $1 billion, much less.
Okay. So apparently this all came up because of some filings in the UK, and you are right that they've, just off the 5 movies released, they have not made nearly as much as I thought. Looks like The Force Awakens made approximately 500 million. Last Jedi made approximately 324. Rogue One made approximately 258. Rise of Skywalker approximately 48 million, and Solo made approximately 103 million. So that is not that. I mean, that's obviously, you know, over $1.5 billion, I would say, but like maybe not even. But yeah, so I don't know.
And to be clear, these are fucking Star Wars movies.
Sure.
Like, the biggest IP of all time, arguably. Like, yeah. Like, I think it's very clear that
I wish
that this IP was horribly mismanaged by Disney. It should have been an easy way they should have easily been able to clear, you know, $4 billion in profit for how big the Star Wars IP is. And I think, yeah, that's just a sign that they just really got to kind of go back to the drawing board. Especially, I don't expect Mandalorian and Grogu to do big numbers, but I'll definitely check it out. But I'm not optimistic for Star Wars movies. I am looking forward to Jedi 3 though. Yeah. Hope we get that revealed during Summer Game Fest or Gamescom. But yeah, if it's not a Star Wars game or a Star Wars animated series, I have not just really been all that interested, because it's just like, okay, it's kind of just whatever, or just mid. Like I thought Ahsoka was mid. I thought the Acolyte was dog shit. I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. I thought season 3 was mid. I'm not that excited about the movie Mandalorian Grogu, but I'll watch it. It's just like so much of Star Wars is just like, but then they'll come out with something like, you know, Maul, Shadowlord. I'm like, oh, they do still have people who could make good shit over there, but it's just like, you just got to translate it to live action. Like, case in point, why do we still not have a live action Cal Kestis project? Why do not have a live action Force Unleashed project. like there's all so much cool shit they could be doing, and they just don't do it. It's like, yeah. It's very valid too. It's not something I want to jump. Like I legit might just wait for Disney Plus because
I already bought my tickets. I'm gonna go see it. I'm excited.
I didn't buy my ticket. I'll see Supergirl in theaters. I'll see Brand New Day in theaters. I'll probably wait for D Plus for Mandalorian Grogu. I have a feeling that it's definitely going to be more of a D plus vibe for me than a theater experience. But we'll see. I hope it's good. Obviously, people had some issues with the marketing, but I just hope the actual movie ends up being solid because I do like the Mandalorian, love Grogu. I do. I just want Star Wars to just not be mid anymore. Book of Boba Fett. I forgot about Book of Boba Fett. Holy fuck yeah, that was another flop. another couple $100 million down the drain. like that. Like holy shit, that shit was ass. Yeah, it's just at least they had Andor. At least they did it. At least they did Andor. Like, oof. A remake of New Hope. Now I don't even think they need to do a remake of New Hope. Just have the actors. Just recast the actors, and just tell like some post New Hope movies, some post New Hope stories. I mean, post Revenge of the Jedi stuff. This is my one piece of Elgato equipment that's always malfunctioning. Mm-hmm. Is my green screen. But yeah, I like Jay's idea of just new actors to play like Luke and everything like that, and just telling some of those EU stories.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading some of those comics of how much of a badass they made Luke sound, and some of those novels, and I'm like, man, why don't we get a movie or something about any of this shit? Like why? Like what?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yep. There was the Yuuzhan Vong War was something else, man.
Yeah,
something else.
Appreciate it too. Yeah, I haven't heard much about First Light's story. I actually forgot to watch the deep dive. I did hear that it's a 20-hour campaign. So
there are people saying that $20 or 20 hours is not good enough for a $70 game, and I'm like, you're telling me that paying $350 an hour for 20 hours of entertainment is bad? I don't know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I feel when people start doing that argument of this much hours of like shut the fuck up like because but this is also another thing that I saw the statistic came out for Steam and PlayStation last year and it turns out that most people do not buy new games. It's a minority of people who are buying new games, and this applies to both console and Steam. The majority of new games are bought by a small percentage of the gaming population. Yet everyone's got takes on games, and I feel like these people who are like, oh, that's not enough content for $70. Those are part of the demographic of people who don't buy new games, but want to have an opinion on it, and that's how they justify not buying new games. And it's like, bro, I understand. There's the other thing. Some people have this expectation that gaming is like a right. It's not. It's a hobby. It's a luxury hobby. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the money to participate in this luxury hobby, I mean, that sucks, but it's a fucking hobby. It's a luxury hobby. You are not entitled to a $500 or $400 whatever console. You're not entitled to every game. It is literally a hobby. It is not life and death. It is it is not healthcare. It is not food. It is entertainment. And if you don't have the budget for entertainment, that's fine. Stop making it everyone else's problem.
Yeah. Yep. I'm 100% on board with that. That is
$70 for what I hear is a really well-made potential game of the year contender campaign, and not including New Game Plus or whatever like that is plenty. that's perfectly fine. You're getting a next gen experience. You're getting the 007, an actual 007 video game. You're getting the 007 IP as an interactive 20-hour plus video game experience that seems worth $70 to me. So if that's something you're into, definitely pick it up. If it's something you're into but you can't afford it, I don't know what to tell you. Wait for a sale.
Amen.
But stop trying to micromanage and hour watch games. Like, oh well, it should, like, even if it was 40 hours, you're still not buying the game. So shut the fuck up.
If it was 40 hours, they would just be complaining about filler.
Yeah, like those people aren't going to buy the game. Like they just weren't going to buy the game. Like they just want to have something to complain about because they want to be part of the discourse, even though they're not going to be playing the games. They're going to be watching playthroughs on YouTube, or they're just going to complain about it on Twitter and move on to the next thing. Like it's just I'm just over it. Like Twitter is just full of non-gamers constantly polluting the gaming discourse. Like if you're not going to play the games, just shut the fuck up. like no one wants to hear you. Like we don't need your takes if you're not going to play literally any of these games. Or some people don't even look at the games beyond the trailers. Like they just want to have an opinion on every game. Like it's 20 hours is perfectly fine for a it's actually preferable because I don't especially like this is a fairly linear story driven game. I don't need every game to be 40 hours, especially with how many great games are coming out. I appreciate a game that I could finish and have a good experience with in 20 hours. But it allows me to not continue piling up my gaming backlog. Like I like it. I like being able to get through games and not have 400 hour 30 100 hours. Like it's cool if you can have a legitimate, like Baldur's Gate 3, great that they have 100 hours of content. You get infinite replay value on that game. Fantastic. But I also love that they have games where you pop in 20 hours and you're out. Or Capcom games 16-20 hours, you're done. It's fine. And if you want to replay it and you can get some extra benefits, stuff like that. But otherwise, you just move on to the next game. Like it's fine. I like that.
I 100% agree.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I get a code for 007. I somehow ended up on their email list, so I might be getting a code. Fingers crossed. But regardless, I am very much a 007 enjoyer, and I am looking forward to it. I think we can wrap it up for this week. Want to get plenty of rest because this week is going to be very busy for the channel. Going to be doing a lot of Marvel Rivals coverage for season 8. Glad that we got some new content to look forward to. Definitely much more look forward to playing Cyclops and Devil Dinosaur than Black Cat. Apart from her character design, didn't really click with Black Cat. I like White Fox. I like White Fox more in terms of the pure gameplay, but
same.
But I'm definitely looking forward to finally getting to try out Cyclops. I'm very excited. I wish I could share a Rise of Hydra scoop, but we'll just have to stay tuned. I believe there may be something PlayStation happening soon. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge. Some PlayStation's got something going on. Wink, wink. Soon, and of course we have Summer Game Fest as well to look forward to. So I'm excited. I'm excited for those reveals. I'll of course be live on the channel covering it, and I'm hyped for this year of gaming. We got Wolverine. We got a lot. Still waiting for my Undefeated Genesis release date. Still a lot of games to look forward to this year. Shout out to TT Games for taking care of our boy JayShockblast. Lego Batman Legacy Dark Knight dropping this month, as well as 007 First Light, and a mixtape out right now. Definitely check all those out. All worth picking up. And we'll catch you guys next week. Should be able to be back again. We'll talk about the season 8 rollout as well. See if we get King Greek on to yap about it. Appreciate you all hanging out once again. I'm Stat the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Thank Lord. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.